Hey out there, good morning. It's Monday morning. Friday I made a video about maybe trying to strike up a deal on a 25-room motel. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I did go down, I took a look at it. I was hoping to meet the owner. Just to recap, the realtor that's selling the motel said that the owner and her husband owned it for years, and the husband fell ill and is now in a wheelchair, and she's having a difficult time running the motel. The motel is selling for $800,000, which for 25 rooms was very appealing to me. I think that's like $38,000 a room. So I figured, let's go down. Let's see if I can strike up a deal. And also I had the mindset, and I still have the mindset of how can I help her and at the same time maybe put some money in my pocket. Let me show you what the motel looks like. And then at the end of that, I'll tell you all the different research that I did just to see if I could put something together. All right, so I'm here at the hotel. 25 rooms. It's called the Crest Motel. Let me give you a little tour. There's 25 rooms altogether. Flat roof. That's one building over there, and those circles around. This is the office. I just knocked on the door, but no one came. It's Route 30 right there. So I already knew from the price and driving by this place a couple times that it was going to need some work. It's not a bad piece of property. 25 rooms. The 2-bedroom, I thought it was a separate house, but I'm imagining that it's the office and manager's residence over there. 2 bedrooms. Just off the top of my head, it's block construction, which is good. Doesn't feel real good, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to overlook that. Maybe there was a pool there at one time, I don't know. It's a lot of work. I mean, a lot of work. It's on the market for $800,000. Let's see if I can meet with the owner. All right, so no one came to the office door when I knocked. Just gonna give you a little tour of the exterior, at least. Drive around. So this is 15 units. 16 on this side. Then you got that little separate unit there. It's number 9. But there's a total of 25 units. It's kind of private with all these weeds and stuff, right? 2 storage sheds there. I mean, just cosmetically speaking, it could use definitely an uplift, which on this size of a property would probably be quite a bit of money. You don't see one of those cars every day. And these are the other units over here. It starts at number 17 and goes up to 25. You might be in trouble when the vacancy sign is permanently written, right? Listen, I'm trying to find some good aspects of this place. The price is a good aspect, right? We're on Route 30, heading to Atlantic City, so we're heading to Atlantic City, which makes it better. I thought it was on the other side of the road. Crest Motel. All right, so you guys got a little taste of what the motel looks like. I'm not quite as excited as I was before I went. I feel bad for the owner because I never lost sight of why I was going down there. I was going down there, yes, I'm not going down there to give anything away, but if I can help the owner get rid of this property, make a profit, walk away without the stress that she's probably under, be a win-win situation. However, coming home from that little trip and what I learned while I was down there, not as excited, and I feel bad that there's a possibility that she could lose the whole property, or a vulture could come in and possibly get it for next to nothing, because there's a lot of factors involved. Let me show you why I was so excited before I went down, and then I'll take you through what I learned while I was down there and where I'm at right now. There's a slim chance that something could happen with me and the seller that it could be a win-win situation, but it's not possible. It's not probable. When I was going down, I looked at the purchase price, $800,000. It's getting 25 rooms in a 2-bedroom house. The 2-bedroom house, it's a little different than that. It's not a 2-bedroom house. It's a 2-bedroom unit where the manager could stay. When I originally talked to the realtor, he said that 9 to 10 rooms have had tenants in it on a weekly basis for years. Those factors right there kind of got me excited. If you have 9 to 10 tenants in there paying $250 to $350 a week, that would cover the monthly nut of what I think I needed in order to improve this property and get it to be where it was going to be profitable. I ran rough numbers as if I was going to give a pitch to an investor. What could I give back to an investor to make it really like attractive to them where they would want to invest in the property? And the numbers were phenomenal. I'd be able to give a monthly dividend of $6,250 a month, interest only, 6%. And then at the end of the day, after the improvements were made, we go back in, we get a new evaluation. I'd get an ARV in the beginning, after repair value, and at the end we'd get a new appraisal on the property, which would be much higher. I came up with needing 1.25 for the purchase price, the improvements, all the other costs, and at the end of the day coming up with 2.25. So raising it up $1 million in as short of a time as 18 months or 2 years. $1 million increase in value on a piece of property, that's exciting. When I saw $800,000 purchase price, I was excited because a lot of houses around my area are selling for $800,000. Never mind getting a total of 27 units. I'm going somewhere with this. You could see why I get excited about this stuff. It doesn't mean I'm going to go down there and write them a check, because as you saw, the property needs quite a bit of work, and I don't really have that good of a feeling about that piece of property. It's like depressed. It's like dark. Could it turn around? Possibly. Here's some other thoughts that I was coming up with. I wasn't going to try to market to people that are looking to go down to Atlantic City and they want to stay at the Crest Hotel. Like, hey, you know what? Maybe instead of the Borgata or the Hard Rock, that's like beautiful rooms and like the casino's right there with awesome restaurants, I think maybe I want to stay in Harry's Crest Motel. I'm not that delusional. What I was going to go after was weekly and monthly rentals. I would reach out to social services in the area and say, hey, I know that housing is tough for people that are in between finding a house, or people that are down and out, or you know, people that need help, need a hand up, stuff like that. I was going to reach out. I was going to use it for social services, like maybe Section 8 housing and things like that, as well as like an Oxford style place where like men and women that are getting out of a rehab or something like that, they need a couple weeks, a couple months to stay. That's who I was going to market to. I know it almost sounds like I'm a Pollyanna, like I want to try to help people and still make some money, but I really do think that there's a possibility of that happening. I think that a motel, although it's like, I don't know if the word is transient in nature, where people, it's only like a stopover, I don't know why it can't be clean and safe and like upbeat while they move on to their next place. That's what I would have hoped for. Call me a Pollyanna if you want. At the same time, putting some money in my pocket and helping people. That's a win-win situation. Here's what I found out. Besides what the motel looks like I thought that it was going to need some work, so I wasn't going to go down there like it was like the Ritz-Carlton, and then all of a sudden I saw the Crest Motel, and I was like, whoa, what are they talking about? That's not what I'm saying. On the way down there, Route 30 goes into Atlantic City. It used to be the main artery going into Atlantic City many years ago, and then they built the Atlantic City Expressway. So a lot of people were diverted away from Route 30, and they just used the expressway. A lot of the businesses up and down Route 30, they suffered as a result of it. On the way down, like a 4-mile stretch between getting off the Parkway and getting to Atlantic City, or at least to the end of Absecon, and then you got all the weeds out there. I counted 30 motel hotels on the side of the road heading to Atlantic City. 30, talk about saturation. The place is saturated with motels. Some of them have catchy names, like if you're from like Ohio and you're traveling to Atlantic City and you see Casino Motel, you're like, can't go wrong, it's the Casino Motel. Then when you get there, it looks like the Crest Motel. Ah! I don't want to do that. I don't want to like make believe it's something it's not. That's why I would be geared towards people that want to stay for a week or a month or something like that. People that can't put money together for their deposit until they until they have a couple months to save some money. You get the point there. So going down, I saw 30 motels on that side of the road. The other alarming, I don't want to sound too dramatic, some of those motels had 0 people in them. Like they would have 1 car for the employee at the management office. And this was on a Friday. I'm not saying it was Friday night or anything like that, but it was a Friday and it's a summer and you're heading to Atlantic City and some of these motels have 0 people in it. Kind of made me think, let me pause. So I get down to the motel, you saw what it looks like, I saw what it looks like, and the numbers weren't jiving. The ride down, seeing all the motels, I kind of got a reality check. This is where I'm at right now. I'm going to reach out to the realtor. I'm going to say, I took a look at the property, I took a walk around, I took a ride around, and I feel bad for the owner because they're going to have a tough time getting rid of this piece of property. What I came up with, and again, I didn't do all new whiteboards because I want to, before I put any energy into it, I want to see if he's even open to it or the owner's open to it. If I was able to get onto title, all completely legal, we'd have to come up with a price, the owner and I. We'd do the legal work with an attorney. I'd get onto title, and I would treat it as a refinance versus a purchase. Now, I would make sure that she was protected. Like I said, we'd come up with a price, and then I would handle the refinance. Whether or not I can go somewhere with this, I'm not sure, but I at least want to try to offer a solution. A refinance on a property, I don't think there's any financing on it right now. So let's say we get an $800,000 valuation on the property. Would a lender, an investor, lend $300,000 to $400,000 on an $800,000 appraisal of the property? I think so. To take the $300,000 or $400,000 and make the necessary improvements to this property, would it generate more income? I think so, because behind the scenes, I would then be reaching out to social services and say, hey, listen, can I satisfy a need for temporary housing on a weekly or a monthly basis? And what would you be able to maybe send my way? I'd reach out to local rehabs down there and say, hey, listen, I am buying a motel or I have a motel, and I'd like to provide temporary housing for people just getting out of a rehab, like on a weekly, monthly basis. It's going to be clean, it's going to be safe, it's going to be hands-on management to make sure that it's running smoothly, things like that. But first, I got to see if the seller is willing to go that route. I mean, as a seller, I'm under no whatever the word is. I'm not making believe that it's not risky in the seller's point of view to put somebody on title with them. However, what's their option? The property is assessed. It's a tax assessment. Now, if you ever come across your own tax assessment, it doesn't really indicate the true value of the property, but the town has to come up with something. In this particular case, the assessment for the land and the improvements, the structures, is $495,000. The taxes are just under $17,000 a year. So would they take $500,000 for this piece of property and then maybe we could turn it into something and she can make a little bit more money? I don't know. If I'm able to go anywhere with the realtor or the owner and there's a possibility, I'll make another video and let you know. If not, I'm moving on to the next project.